Good. It's nice to meet you, Michael. So, I mean, how exciting was it to first get the invite to be a part of something that's just, it's been so iconic for so many decades?
It was so thrilling because I've obviously seen all of the Mission Impossible films, and I've used to watch the TV show too, the old ones. Right. So it was just somebody, when they said we'd like Wolf Blitzer to be in this film, it took me, a nanosecond to say absolutely, positively, I'm there for you.
Now, we saw a scene in which you were in which you were yourself. How true is that to what we see in real life? I'm
going to let the audience and the viewers decide when they see this, as opposed to me in the Situation Room I show on CNN.
Right.
Let them get a flavor of a little bit. But did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, everybody who's seen it thinks it's great. I worked for 3 days. We did it. We practiced. We rehearsed. We did it again and again until we got it right. Unlike in real news, where my show's live. You can't do a do-over.
Right.
You just do it, you report it, and then you go home.
So, I mean, in this fake news clip, did you have anything that you learned about when it came to just the acting experience?
I know that it's a different skill being an actor than it is just being a journalist or a reporter or an anchor. And I admire these actors. Tom Cruise is an amazing actor. And it's not easy to get in front of that camera and play these different roles, whether in a film like this or a drama or a comedy. And I've been in a few films over the years, and so I've really come away from all of them. I admire these actors so much. It's a different skill that I have.
For sure. Well, you mentioned reporting, and you mentioned the fact that it's an admirable skill to be able to be in front of the camera with all these angles. But for you yourself, you have a tough job, to just be able to report on the news. How have you seen journalism change since you first came in, and do you feel like the responsibility of journalists have changed over the years?
You know what? I'm an old school journalist, and I've been a reporter for a long time. I've been with CNN for 28 years.
Wow.
Started at the Pentagon, then the White House, and started anchoring shows. And my attitude is I still have the same basic journalistic values. Report the news as honestly, as responsibly, as fairly, as accurately as you possibly can. If you screw up, you fix it, you correct it as quickly as you can, and then you move on. My responsibility is to our viewers and our readers and our listeners. I want them to get the news fast. I'd like to break the stories, but if not, get it accurate. And maybe after they watch my show for an hour or two, they'll say to themselves, which is my hope, you know what, I learned something. I'm a little bit smarter now than I was before the show. And that's what I've been doing, trying to do that my whole journalistic career. And I'm going to continue doing it, even though there's a crazy news environment, as we know.
It is. I mean, how would you describe it? And have you ever seen something like this before?
I've seen a lot of crazy news environments over my years in TV. So it's between wars and 9/11 and impeachment and Monica Lewinsky. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy stuff. It's very intense right now.
For sure. Last question. I mean, given the fact that, so much has changed over the years, there's a lot of movements that have sprung that have really been true grassroots movements, from the Me Too, to Walk Away, that have just really inspired people. What are your thoughts about free thinking and people coming to, the table with their own ideas and promoting them, in a fair way that's not necessarily to be attacked?
I think people have this is America. It's a free country. We have freedom of speech, freedom of the press. People should have every right to say what they believe, to report, as fairly and as responsibly as they can. I hate, the haters out there.
Yeah, a lot of division.
But I welcome good, serious debate, which makes all of us better.
I love it. Would you ever consider debating Candace Owens? She's a popular one right now.
I'm not a big debater.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. We
Thanks
appreciate
very
it.
much.
Take care.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
What
if you were to host the Oscars one year? Because you're the perfect demeanor for it.
It really is.
If they invite me, I'll be happy to do it.
Thank you.